This video is intended for the understanding of the completing the square method that will be used in solving for the roots of a quadratic equation that cannot be factored. This is where we are going to look into the formula for our C that will help us complete this square. Let's have this expression here. Ax squared plus minus bx plus minus d equal to 0. Now, I'm taking into consideration the possibility of signs of b and d here. Now, if this is not factorable, if this quadratic trinomial is not factorable, and we would like to solve for the roots without using the quadratic formula, then we need to use here the completing the square method. Hence, we're going to move out d on the other side, hence the sign will be changed, and we are going to look for an appropriate c in order for us that the left hand side be a perfect square trinomial and factorable. So we are going to look into the formula for c here. Take note that this c must be a positive perfect square number so that the left hand side is a perfect square trinomial. And when we talk about the perfect square trinomial, the consideration for that is that the middle term of a perfect square trinomial, in this case plus minus bx, is a result of plus minus twice the square root of the first term and the last term. We are going to use this formula in order for us to solve for c, which is actually the last term. Okay, so let's plug in here the first term in our formula being ax squared. So we have here plus minus bx is equal to plus minus twice the square root of the first term, which is ax squared, times the square root of the last term. And then after that, we're going to isolate the square root of last term on one side by dividing both sides of the equation by plus minus 2x square root of a, which is equal to plus minus 2 square root of ax squared. We moved out x because it's a perfect square. With this in mind, we can now cancel x on the numerator and denominator. And since we're looking for the last term, not the square root of the last term, we're going to square both sides of the equation. Hence, the last term for a perfect square trinomial using the given expression earlier is equal to b squared over 4a. This is actually the formula for your c. But in most cases, this might be difficult for some. Therefore, we have an alternative formula for this. We have the perfect square of b over 2 times square root of a, where we do not apply the exponentiation for b and 2 and removing the square root of a. This is the formula for c in order for us to complete the square. We will have a follow-up video for this pertaining on the completing the square method using this formula. And we also have a lot of videos on our channel explaining the relationships of the terms in the process of completing the square method. So please view them.